More than Batman wants to ignore the due process of law.
We are so weird.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 The Big Bang Theory love interests.
You may think it's funny that Raj is sweet and sensitive, but I think it's sexy. Ugh. Why is there dog hair in your mouth?
For this list, we'll be looking at our favourite people the core group dated throughout the series, other than each other. Which Big Bang couple do you think had the most untapped potential? Let us know who you were rooting for in the comments. Number 10. Emily. In Season 5, Penny introduces Raj to a woman from her spin class named Emily, who's deaf.
Emily, this is our friend Raj.
Look at you guys just hitting it off. I am so good.
Given Raj's selective mutism, she figured they could be a good match. Sure, they need Howard to third wheel their dates to help them communicate at first, but soon enough, they're pretty inseparable. However, the gang soon realizes it's not just Raj's companionship that Emily might be after.
And I'm concerned that without meaning to, you might be taking advantage of him. You know, by letting him buy you a bunch of expensive things, and Howard, focus.
And unfortunately, they're not wrong. When Raj tells Emily he can't shower her with gifts anymore, she dumps him.
We have something better. We have love.
We see her one last time when she joins Raj's ex-girlfriend's focus group, where she further elaborates on what went wrong between them.
I thought you were great, but oh my God, you were so dominated by your parents.
Number 9. Dave Gibbs. After breaking up with Sheldon, Amy meets Dave, a tall British academic who just happens to be Sheldon's #1 fan. We really liked Dave. He was sweet and funny, but we can see why his obsession with her ex might be somewhat of a turnoff.
Do you know him?
No, but I followed his work for years. He's a rock star. You've got to tell me about it. What's he like?
Somehow she's able to push past it until Sheldon crashes their next meetup. We'd say that watching your current paramour get back with their ex is a sign of a pretty bad date. But Dave seems perfectly happy.
If I may, I believe what he's saying, in a charming and delightful way, is that he loves you and wants you back. Dave Gibbs, huge fan of your work. Don't mind me.
We only wish he'd stuck around longer so we could see where this relationship was headed. We, of course, are referring to his untapped bromance with Sheldon.
If perhaps sometime you have a spare moment, I'd love to discuss physics. Or shoot the breeze, as you Yanks say.
Number 8. Stephanie Barnett. We first meet Dr. Stephanie when Howard invites her to drive the Mars rover, but gets it stuck in a ditch. Leonard drives her home, and they quickly hit it off. She seems like a great match for him, and their chemistry is pretty fire.
Don't you think we should tell him you're not interested?
Do you want me to stop and call him back right now?
Dear God, no.
Sheldon's a fan too, and goes overboard trying to keep this relationship afloat.
When a female witnesses an exhibition of physical domination, she produces the hormone oxytocin. If the two of you then engage in intercourse, this will create the biochemical reaction in the brain, which lay people naively interpret as falling in love.
Unfortunately, Leonard realizes that their relationship is moving much too fast and contemplates breaking up with her. Eventually, he tries to cool things off via text, but Stephanie has other ideas.
I'll never have sex again. Oh, I was wrong. See ya.
Perhaps this is her way of saying farewell, because we never saw her again. Number 7. Leslie Winkle. Leslie was one of the show's best recurring characters, and we only wish she had received more screen time. She's a badass, empowered, intelligent woman who isn't afraid to go after what she wants. When Leonard first asks her out, she approaches the situation practically.
Success or failure of the date would be based on the biochemical reaction during the goodnight kiss?
Heart rate, pheromones, etc., yes.
Well, why don't we just stipulate that the date goes well and move to the key variable?
Why waste time if there's no spark, right? Eventually, the pair do date, and she's very clear on her relationship goals and deal breakers.
Well, I'm glad I found out the truth about you before this went any further.
Truth? What truth? We're talking about untested hypotheses. It's no big deal.
Oh, it isn't really? Tell me, Leonard, how will we raise the children?
Leslie also has a more casual fling with Howard, and while we can't condone using intimacy to manipulate someone, we admire her confidence. Plus, the way she eventually breaks things off with him is brutal.
She just said, Howard, Mama's a Rolling Stone. And her call waiting beeped and she was gone.
Number 6. Lucy. We were so rooting for this relationship until Lucy broke Raj's heart.
I don't think we should see each other anymore. Sorry, Lucy.
Excuse me.
Raj, I'm so sorry.
Me too. Given his own difficulties, Raj often struggled to make romantic connections. But then he met Lucy, a woman with debilitating social anxiety, at a singles party at the comic book store. The pair bond over their respective struggles and are actually super sweet together most of the time.
We're having a texting date? I love that.
Sure, Raj tries too hard to push Lucy out of her comfort zone, but she was clearly into him enough to try and stop crawling out of bathroom windows.
You don't know me very well, but each time you crawl out a bathroom window to escape my company, it chips away at my masculinity.
When she becomes too overwhelmed by anxiety, she breaks things off. Still, she'll always be the woman who helped Raj overcome his selective mutism.
You're talking to me.
I am. And I'm crying for a whole different reason.
Number 5. Anu. After years of dating, Raj decides he's ready to be set up in an arranged marriage. Enter Anu.
Look, your whole sweet, insecure thing is cute, but honestly, I have no time for that. If you're not serious about this, you need to walk away now.
I am serious.
Good.
They say opposites attract, and if that's true, Raj may have just met his dream woman. She's confident, authoritative, and practical, and helps Raj become more self-assured too.
Will you marry me?
Oh my god, yes, of course, I'll marry you!
If you'd like to kiss me, you can.
Oh, great!
The pair end their engagement due to his insecurities, but decide to start over and slow things down. We loved their dynamic, but it was hard to believe that a man so besotted with romance could give it all up so easily.
And the company put me in a nice place in Notting Hill.
Notting Hill? Like the movie? I'm just a boy standing in front of a girl saying, "You better bring me home a t-shirt."
So, as much as we wanted this to work out, we're glad he didn't get on that plane. Number 4. Priya Kuthrapali. We were so for this relationship when it began that we didn't even register that technically Leonard broke the bro code. Priya is beautiful, smart, and genuinely seems to care for Leonard.
Where a wasp does wear his sting in his tail.
In his tongue.
Whose tongue?
Yours, if you talk of tails, and so farewell.
What, with my tongue in your tail?
But soon we discovered her controlling and manipulative side, and she basically wanted to mold Leonard into her dream man. Plus, that whole not wanting him to be friends with Penny thing.
Penny and I are just friends.
I don't care. This is a woman you have slept with. If you want her around, then I have to wonder if maybe you're not ready to move on.
Come on, that would never last. Eventually, we just saw her as the obstacle keeping Lenny apart. After Priya returns to India, they continue the relationship long distance, but then Leonard meets someone else. And although it was very brief, we have to admit we were Team Alice.
Would you be open to a trade?
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Okay. Here, this is my number. Call me.
Number 3. Denise. For most of the series, Stuart's unlucky in many ways, including in the love department. His brief thing with Penny ends when she says Leonard's name during a makeout session.
Leonard?
That is your name, right?
Yeah, no, yeah. Wow, I'm sorry. That must have been the last thing you wanted to hear.
And Amy agrees to be Sheldon's girlfriend during her date with him. However, his luck changes after Denise starts working at the comic book store. He wins her heart with his impressive Star Wars knowledge, and they soon begin dating.
The HAVWA5 turbo tank has metal gripping wheels, but I wouldn't call them tires.
You are so hot.
Sure, they hit a few bumps along the way, especially when Stuart gets cold feet, but it was clear that these two were meant for each other, and we were thrilled to see Stuart so happy.
Well, that's great, because I want to move in with you more than the thing wants to clobber.
More than Hulk wants to smash.
More than Batman wants to ignore the due process of law.
Number 2. Emily Sweeney. Things get off to a rocky start when Raj sends Amy to suss out this woman he met online. Yet she gives him a second chance, and they hit it off. Emily's funny and smart, with an obscure taste for the macabre.
Why do you watch these things?
Can I tell you something without you judging me?
Sure.
They kind of turn me on.
And play.
Raj is able to look past her morbid penchant and grows to care for her almost as much as he does for his dog.
Okay, who is he talking to, Emily or Cinnamon? I want you to know the bed feels so lonely when you're not in it.
She also got on excellently with his friends. Mostly, it seemed like this couple had everything going for it, until Raj met Claire. We were definitely intrigued by this new love interest, but we were also mad at Raj for throwing away what he had with Emily.
I guess I'm still wondering if Emily and I are right for each other.
Does this have to do with that girl you had coffee with?
You mean the strong, sexy angel I can't stop thinking about? Who can say?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Zach Johnson. Zach. How can you not love Zach? He was Penny's on-again, off-again boyfriend, and as we later found out, husband. He was the sweetest guy, and while he might be built like a brick house, he was also about as smart as one.
One question. How can you be sure it won't blow up?
The laser?
The moon.
See, now this is a man for Penny.
We can't say much about their chemistry, and Penny often used him as a rebound whenever she didn't want to be alone. And we get it. He's like an adorable puppy chasing his own tail. Plus, he did genuinely try to fit in with her friends.
You know, I saw this great thing on the Discovery Channel. Turns out that if you kill a starfish, it'll just come back to life.
Was the starfish wearing boxer shorts? Because you might have been watching Nickelodeon.
The guy's a total sweetheart and, for many reasons, one of the most memorable love interests on the show.
Because other than when you broke up with him and dated me, then broke up with me and then dated me one more time before going back to him, I was always rooting for you two.
Thanks. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.